Olá, tudo bem com vocês? O vídeo de hoje é mais um Leitura by Nero. E hoje eu vou de novo ler em inglês. Então vai ser um sussurro inaudível, inteligível. E esse sussurro vai ser com voz suave. Sussurro não, né? Esse sussurro não é voz suave. Essa leitura vai ser em voz suave. Eu espero que vocês gostem. Lembrando que não sou nativa, então haverá um sotaque, uma pronúncia errada talvez. E essa leitura, ela é de um novo livro. E os livros que eu publico em inglês, em português. Então eu traduzo eles. E agora eu vou estar justamente corrigindo ele enquanto estou lendo com vocês. Então eu já fiz a primeira tradução. E agora eu vou ler em voz alta e ajustando o que for necessário. Esse livro, ele não é do universo lobisomem, ele é um livro de romance com um pouco de ação, mistério. E eu espero que vocês gostem. O nome dele em inglês é A Shot in the Dark, The Protected, que a tradução seria Um Tiro no Escuro, A Protegida. E vamos lá. O livro começa com a visão da Kate. I woke up scared in the middle of the night with loud banging sounds, raised voices and something I couldn't identify falling. I opened my eyes and for a few seconds I was trying to understand where I was. It wasn't my room, nor my apartment. The ceiling was wooden and the walls had pictures of some stuffed bears, some teddy bears, on a dresser. And only then did I recognize my childhood bedroom. And I remember that I was spending the holiday at my parents' spending the weekend at my parents' house to celebrate my 24th birthday. It was a large old wooden house in the countryside. My parents were military, but they work in the administration. At the administration session. Makes sense. Yes. They worked with paperwork and stay like I just say. The place they worked at was close by and they have never moved. I went to law school after my parents told me my whole life not to follow the career. I left home as soon as I started college and moved to the capital after graduating. And moved to the capital after graduating to work at the biggest law firm in the region. But I still visit them wherever I could in the regions. I look at my cell phone and it was 2 a.m. The sounds increased and I really didn't understand anything. My heart started to race and I started to fear anything that could be happening. I put on my slippers and opened the bedroom door. Walked foot by foot went to the wooden styled mezzanine, square as I could, and peeked it downstairs. I saw my father wearing pajamas and standing, but when I went to call him and ask what was happening, a hooded man appeared behind him with a gun in his hand. I was scared. My blood ran cold and a chill ran down my spine, and I froze with scare. I thought about warning him, but I opened my mouth, but the voice didn't come out. To my surprise, my father knew the man's existence. He was super agile and strangely efficient. When in 2 blows, he immobilized the man and took the gun from his hand. And then 3 more men approached, and he managed to deal with 2 of them. But the third was too much, and managed to immobilize him. A 4th man appeared with a gun in his hand, but a female voice said in the background, "Don't kill him, you idiot. They need him alive." What the hell was happening? I was paralyzed, watching those scenes and not knowing exactly what to do. The fear that previously kept me paralyzed now made me feel every inch of my brain floated with adrenaline. I felt every beat of my heart and every gasp of my breath. Then my mother came, still in her nightgown, and with 2 blows, she knocked the man in consciousness. But the woman who now appeared in my field of vision was hooded in armor, and she pointed at my mom. 5 or 6 more people appeared, and my body felt so many kinds of dreads that I could barely breathe. And my body felt so many kinds of dread that I could barely breathe. They immobilized my mother, but one of them hit her on the head, making her scream. And I had to cover my mouth with my hands to avoid screaming in horror too. They took them both by force, but one sentence afterward made me even more terrified. "Is there someone else in the house?" One of them asked. "I don't know. Take a look and check," the woman ordered. And then, that's when I panicked. My heart was beating so hard that the beats echoed inside my head. But the word panic remind me of a lullaby my mom used to sing to me. When you are scared or someone comes to get you, to the panic room you must walk and find safety. Isso deveria ser rima. A parte em português rima. Eu vou ter que lidar com isso pra fazer rimar em inglês. Isso eu me viro depois. When the panic... Eu preciso traduzir uma palavra. Peraí. Eu preciso de uma palavra que chama passaprato em português, é serving hatch. Em inglês. Deixa eu ver. Você já vai entender. Ah, tá, é porque usa isso, não? Serving hatch. It's like this. We had a panic room in the house, and it was on the bottom floor, inside the pantry, after the kitchen. But I was upstairs and they would be up on the stairs in seconds. I needed to think quickly. My brain was spinning around, trying to find the solution. The elevator serving hatch. It was a mini elevator that connected the 2 floors and went to the kitchen. I didn't think twice and walked as quietly as I could towards the dining room, which was in the end of the mezzanine. I was very, very grateful for being a petite woman and being like, I need to translate the height to in height. It's like in feet. 5 feet? No. Só um pouquinho. Aqui. Ok. And being 5 feet tall, making me fit there. Nope. I was very grateful for being a petite woman and be 5 feet tall, making me fit there. Tight, but it fit. I hugged my knees and squeezed my hands to press the lever that made it go down. I just didn't count that years without using the serving hatch. Eu não sei se a palavra é certa essa. Eu não sei se a palavra que eu tô usando tá certa. Mas enfim, tudo bem. Seguimos. I hugged my knees and squeezed my hand to press the lever that make it go down. I just didn't count that years without using the serving hatch. Made it even noisier than before. And it was the middle of the night. The noise could be heard for miles. And I felt even more scared. I heard them desperately trying to find out where the sound was coming from. They certainly didn't realize that there was someone else in the house. I feared for my life. I feared being taken too. I didn't know it was some robbery or kidnapping or something with my parents' work. They maybe deal with those people. The way they deal with those people, as if they had already expecting this, as if they were always ready for this moment. And even the fact that we had a panic room in my mom taught me the songs, since I was a little to deal with these situations, made me think that maybe they didn't really just do paperwork. And since I wasn't the military, the possibility of those people being able to catch me or kill me or torture me to reach my parents was even greater. The sounds until I reached the bottom floor never ended, but the noise made everyone go upstairs, and it was possible to hear their footsteps. So they left me alone downstairs now. I quickly left the serving hut. And ran to the pantry, pulling the shelves that held the condiments, making them all fall to the floor. And behind, there was a wooden door. I opened it, and inside there was another metal door with a password lock. Damn, I didn't have much time. After knocking over all the condiments in the pantry, they would definitely they would definitely run down to look for me. I remember that the lullaby continued. I tried with all my mind to remember the rest. B for boat, E for elephant, C for car, and past 2, then 3. I pressed the password on the keyboard with trembling fingers, and the door opened. The cubicle was covered in metal on all sides. It was a typical panic room. There was just a large cushion on the floor and a screen in front. I entered the cubicle and closed the door behind me. I leaned against one of the metal walls and stared at the screen. And a red button in front of me. There was a small note. Press Kate. It was my mom's handwriting. Without questioning, I pressed the button of the screen light up. The message appeared. Redemption request completely successfully. The redemption request was completely successfully. And then a video of my parents started playing on the screen in front of me. But they're younger. They were at least 50 or 20 years ago. Hello, Kate. If you are here, something happened to us. But don't worry. You are safe here, and only your friends can open this room. They are coming to get you. Stay well and calm. They are already on their way. Mom and Dad love you. It was funny how everything was designed so that if something happened to me as a child, I never had the ability to suspect anything. I thought it was something standard for military personnel, but a panic room like that was anything but standard. I just fear for my parents. I want them to be okay. and I want to be safe. I wasn't sure what was going to happen, if someone would actually come and get me out there, or if I would go further in there, or even worse, if those people who caught them could get me out of there and take me too, or kill me. There were layers and layers of possibilities, and that haunted me, and I just wanted to get out of there, alive and okay. The video ended up and a boring ambient music started. 3 questions floated in my mind, and as my body caught its breath, as my heart started beating again. What happened to my parents? Who were those people who caught them? And who are them, really? I just wanted answers. I have no idea how much time passed, but the room was soundproof. I couldn't hear anything outside. But after a long time, I started to hear sounds. There were metallic sounds and voices in the background. It sounded like someone was trying to open the door. Could be the people that took my parents. My mom said that only their friends would be able to open it. I heard some beeps, a lock sound, another metallic sound, and the door opened. I unconsciously put my hands forward when a flashlight hit my eyes. I was blind for a few seconds. Kate Winston? You were safe, you can leave. A horsey voice said my name, but I didn't move. I was still paralyzed with fear, and I didn't know if it was safe. Is everything okay? We work with your parents. The light came out of my eyes, and after my pupils adapted, I could see 2 narrow green eyes staring at me. And only then I could see the face that spoke to me. It was a very handsome man with brown hair and green eyes. He had a strong nose and a well-defined jaw. His beard was subtle, which made him even sexier. He was the kind of guy who would attract attention anywhere, the kind of almost disconcerting beauty, and that way that even in this situation I was in, I couldn't ignore. My name is John Kruger. He extended his hands to me and I hesitated. But strangely, he seemed trustworthy. And well, if he wanted to kill me, he would have just opened the door and shot me, talking to me and reaching out to be already secure points for him. I took his hands and left the panic room. His eyes rolled in my body, and only then I remembered I was only wearing a nightgown that was practically transparent. The kitchen area of my parents' house was filled with men in suits, walking back and forth, and everyone without exception stopped and looked at me when I left the panic room. I felt eyes on me, and I don't think I've ever felt so vulnerable in my entire life. John noticed this. Before I could say anything, he quickly took off his jacket and handed it to me. I signed. It might seem like a simple gesture, but it was the little bit of welcome I needed in that moment. Of care I needed in that moment.